or have you had these expectations, this is how things should be, should not be. And what this breath work, the breathing exercise, the sky breathing does is it keeps you so much in the present moment. You're so much in the present moment. So you're not too caught in the past, caught in the future. And that when you're more in the present moment, you're just more natural. And I found like anyone who's more natural, anxiety doesn't come that quickly to that person because you're so just in the present moment.
Today, I'm joined by Shalin, a breathwork expert who shares the power of sky breathing and how it can be helpful for OCD and anxiety. We'll dive into how breathwork keeps you present, reduces stress, and improves overall well-being. If you've ever struggled with racing thoughts or feeling stuck in the past or future, this episode is for you. So let's get started. Hi, Shalin. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you on. So to start off with, could you give us a bit of background, please?
Sure, Rob. So I'm an instructor with the Art of Living Foundation. Art of Living is one of the world's largest voluntary-based organizations with presence in more than 180 countries. It's educational and humanitarian organization, and I've been teaching its programs for about 17 years now, traveling around and teaching the programs here in the US. I've taught Art of Living courses in 56 cities, different cities.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. So last 12 years, I've been traveling quite a bit and teaching.
Yeah. Okay. And so what exactly is the art of living, please?
So Art of Living, as I mentioned, it's one of the world's largest volunteer-based organizations. It was founded by Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar. He's a well-renowned humanitarian and peacemaker. And we teach these workshops around the globe, with 180 countries. We teach the breathing exercises and meditation workshops to bring peace to an individual. Gurudev, the founder of Art of Living, his mission is to create a stress-free and a violence-free society. And I always joke with people that across the entire humanity, we have two things in common. One is we all breathe, and second is we are all stressed. Everyone nowadays with the whole life, the way life is.
Yeah.
So and both the breathing, I've realized I saw that how the breath work is so effective in dealing stress and also bringing the person, taking the attention inwards, and kind of I tell people like you start doing your breathing exercise and meditation, you'll fall in love with yourself all over again.
Yeah.
And I think that's very important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, obviously, this is a podcast all about OCD and anxiety and people who tend to be really struggling with, stress, but a lot of anxiety and getting stuck in very difficult loops of thinking that are often based around trying to have certainty, trying to control things, and often getting stuck in a sympathetic nervous response in the body. Because obviously when you are obsessing about something, you become very anxious and your nervous system gets activated. And I know personally that actually the breath, be it meditation or breath work, can be incredibly helpful for that kind of thing.
Absolutely, Rob. See, what I found is our mind constantly keeps vacillating between the past and the future. When it is too much in the past, what happens is, regret comes in, uh, some anger about something that has happened in the past comes in, or something good has happened and you keep thinking about it and glorifying it. And when the mind is too much in the future all the time, that's when you become anxious, the anxiety kicks in. And
Yeah.
this constant vacillation between the past and the future causes so much stress in the nervous system. And one thing which brings us more into the present moment is the breath. Our breath is with us all the time. And with the help of the breath, we can be more in the present moment. Over a period of last so many years, I've taught a lot of participants, and I found that anxiety is way more common than what we realize. We think it's something that certain people have, or people, it's a kind of an ailment, but it's so prevalent in our society. In 20 2021, I'd seen an article from CDC here in the US, the Center for Disease Control,
Mm.
and it said that more than one third of American population is having symptoms of either depression or anxiety.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So
huge numbers, huge numbers of people.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I found this breath work to be very effective
Mm.
because um, you know, at some point of time, like what has happened is also when people get hooked onto the medication, you kind of just hooked onto it. And again, nothing wrong, it serves its purpose, but there are also many holistic ways of dealing with it, which is more conducive, which is more the effects are also more long lasting. And I've found that the sky breathing that we teach in the Art of Living program to be super effective, very effective dealing with the anxiety.
Okay, well, let's get into that a bit more. Yeah, I think one of the problems with OCD and anxiety is that we're trying to kind of use our thinking, to fix what is a kind of emotional problem. And those two things don't really compute. You can't fix emotions with logic; they don't really speak the same language.
Exactly.
However, what I found out through my own practice, quite a few years ago now, is that these kinds of techniques, be it the breath, be it more formal meditation techniques, they allow you to kind of deal with things differently, or to go into anxiety, to go into discomfort in the body in a way that isn't about directly trying to fix something. Um, but as a consequence of focusing on these things, changes do actually happen and occur. But it isn't us going directly after those changes.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. I think you're spot on with that. So, and that's one thing I found, like anytime there's a change involved, there's some anxiety involved. That
Mm,
is that is there. Some anxiety is involved with the change, but at the same time, the more flexible our system is, our mind is, the more adapted or adaptive we become to the changes in our life.
yeah,
And that's what makes our system flexible. Sometimes, we're so caught up with our own concepts of how life should be and should not be, and when that becomes
yeah,
prevalent, it almost becomes an obsessive thing, that things have to be this way, things have to be certain way. And who sets those things up? It's our own mind. We keep thinking, we have these expectations, this is how things should be, should not be. And what this breath work, the breathing exercise, the sky breathing does is it keeps you so much in the present moment. You're so much in the present moment. So you're not too caught in the past, caught in the future. And that when you're more in the present moment, you're just more natural. And I found, like, anyone who's more natural, anxiety doesn't come that quickly to that person, because you're so just in the present moment.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, this is really interesting. I'm excited to hear more about this. So, could you, yeah, tell us a bit more about the sky breathing?
Sure, sure. So sky breathing was, it was cognized by Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar, and now we've been teaching these programs across the globe, and here also, what I've learned traveling around the country here and teaching the programs is that this is something that people really, really need. And it's now, I found that the breath work and all, it's not a luxury or something that you do as a hobby. It's become a necessity. These things are just so necessary. And I believe, like, see, because, see, neither at school nor at home, we have been taught how to manage our own emotions. You've been told don't get angry, don't get stressed, but we have never been told what to do when you get angry, what to do
Yeah,
when this negative emotions come up, this obsessive, the compulsive behavior comes in.
yeah,
We don't know what to do with it. And we have not, that's never been part of our education system. And that's why more and more people are seeking this out, that how can I do something which is very good for me and which can help me better manage my mind, my own emotions, and better manage myself. And it's like we eat about, I would say, 4 to 6 pounds of food every day. We eat about, I would say, half a gallon, or we drink about half a gallon to gallon water every day. And I'm not talking the metric system here because you're used to the, I'm sure, but and we breathe about 6,000 gallons of air every day.
mm,
6,000 gallons of air. And we've put so much attention on food we eat, We nowadays, we are all more aware of what we're eating and what we're doing, and we put so much attention on also drinking more water and everything, but we barely put any attention on our breath.
Mm.
And what the sky breathing does is like a rhythmic breathing technique that you do. And in fact, I'm in Connecticut right now, and I'm just teaching this workshop today. It's going on during this week, and just in day one, first day of people practicing it, they have such profound experiences.
Yeah.
Uh, Yesterday, I was teaching. We had the first day of our course, and there was a student from Yale University on the course, and I mean, the student, they're young, maybe they may be in like early 20s or something like that, and they were sharing that how after the sky breathing, the way they were able to sleep, they have not gotten this kind of sleep in a long time.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah.
That's the thing. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
something which is very effective right away. It doesn't take a long time to for it to see the benefits.
Yeah, yeah, that's exciting thing. I think with meditation and breath work, you can
Yeah.
really see results straight away. Okay, and so how do you actually practice then this sky breathing?
Sure. So it takes about, you come to a course, it's a 3-day course that is offered around the globe, and then you kind of uh, do the course. In that you learn how to, first 2 days you practice the sky breathing, and then third day you learn how to actually do it at home. So it's
Mm,
not something that you just have to keep going to a class. You go to a class, you learn it, then you can start practicing on your own. It takes about 25 minutes practice every single day. And it's like I tell people, like, how we take shower every day, that's a bodily hygiene. We brush our teeth every day, that is dental hygiene. And this sky breathing, it's the mental hygiene.
yeah.
It just becomes part of your routine, so people can go and take the course anywhere. You can go to our website is artofliving.org, artofliving.org, and you can go there and check out where the courses are happening near you, and learn it and start practicing. It's very easy to get started, very easy.
Okay. So for people struggling with OCD and anxiety, how might this specifically be helpful for them?
So I can tell you from my personal experience that I've had so many participants. I've like thousands of them, like who have come and who had some sort of anxiety disorder. Either it was just getting into it, they're starting in their life, or it's something very acute. So I've had the whole wide range of sometimes participants who have had different level of anxieties with them, and everyone at the end of the day have been able to feel more calm, more peaceful. Because one thing I found with anxiety is that you're just not able to rest. Your
Mm,
mind is just so wired and so anxious all the time. One thing that people who suffering from anxiety struggle is getting deep rest.
yeah.
And deep rest, many times even not getting proper sleep. And with this, you get such deep rest that all like people have shared that you've not experienced this in a long, long time.
Yeah.
So, and in a way, I've also found our societies in a way that we're constantly in this rat race. It's like getting a better job, getting a better house, making more money, chasing relationships. We're constantly doing something exterior outside, but we don't very often take time out to go within. And I found the more a person is stable and centered within, the better they can perform outside. It's like you want to build a skyscraper, you have to have a strong foundation.
Yeah.
And same thing, you want to really perform well in the outside world, it is very important to have a calm and peaceful inner core. And that's what the breath work does. And that's how it helps with anxiety so much.
Yeah.
It helps
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah. So I'm actually I don't know if you know the Wim Hof method, if you've come across that.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. So I'm actually a Wim Hof method instructor.
Oh, beautiful.
So I went off to Holland. I did my training there with Wim Hof, and went off to Poland and did some more training there with him, doing cold exposure and doing the breath work. And the breath work has been something that's been really, really beneficial for me. Because I tend to find normal meditation, when I say normal meditation, I'm really referring to mindfulness meditation. Following the breath, paying attention to the breath when you get distracted, trying to remain calm, non-judgmental, bringing your attention back to the focus of the breath. Um, and I often found those types of meditation to be really difficult, because my mind is very busy a lot of the time. I have a lot of things going on, a lot of fears, particularly when I was really struggling with OCD in the past. And if I just close my eyes and try to focus in on my breath, I would get lots of thoughts. Maybe I would get images flashing through my mind, things that I just felt to be uncomfortable in that moment. But I found the breath work, the Wim Hof breath work, to be, because it was more active, that it was a bit easier to focus my attention. Um, with the kind of breath work that you're talking about, is what kind of breath work is it exactly, and how, like, what happens if people find it difficult to focus? Because I think for a lot of people that can be a bit of a drawback for some of these kinds of techniques.
I, Rob, I think you hit the nail on the head, because I've had so many people come to the courses and they've tried different kind of meditations in the past. And people share, like, I sit with my eyes closed, and all I can do is keep daydreaming. It's just you're not able to focus, and meditation is not, many times for the beginners, it's not that easy to kind of follow and uh, continue and dive deeper right away. And sometimes people have tried different things on YouTube and all the meditations and all, just doesn't work. What I found very effective and helpful with the breath work, the sky breathing that we teach, it's very, very easy to follow, even for the beginners. People who have never tried anything, it's very, even that good people who have been doing it for some time, they're able to go deeper into their meditation practice. And it's so what you do is you just sit, and a voice kind of guides you to breathe in certain rhythm. So you don't have to make any effort to focus actually. That's the beauty of this breath work, the sky breathing. There's no focus required on your part, because kind of I found that it's catch 22 situation. You come to meditation because you want to focus, you're not able to focus. And in the meditation, you're asked to focus. Doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So the sky breathing that we teach, it's, as I mentioned, it's a rhythmic breathing exercise. And it's like, there are different rhythms in the nature. We have the winter, now then you have the spring, then we have summer, then we have the fall, then we have day and night. There are different rhythms in our body. We feel hungry at certain time, we feel sleepy at certain time. But similarly, there are different rhythms in the emotions also. What the sky breathing does is it balances all the levels of our existence to kind of get an uh, vision of who we really are. And what I found, it why is it so effective, is that it's very easy to follow and practice and learn, and yet very super effective, because you just sit and the voice kind of guides you into breathe in certain rhythm. You just breathe in that thing, and right away you start seeing the benefits. So it's
Yeah.
not something someone has to sit and just keep following, think of this, think of that. It's not like that. It's just you breathe in certain rhythm, the voice guides you, and you start
Yeah.
seeing benefits.
Fantastic. And so, how might techniques like this help you, throughout the day? Because obviously, if you're doing this for 20, 25 minutes in the morning, let's say, how might it help you the rest of the day when you're not actually doing the breathing?
Yeah, it's like, it's like charging your phone in the night. Charge your phone and it functions the whole day. So same thing. It's like I see it like charging your mind and your soul. And it, first of all, something which is very, we don't pay that much attention is that you start doing this every day. It just makes your day more pleasant. And that's something we don't put that much attention on. We're so much focused on getting things done, done, done. We don't put attention on how much fun you're having in your life. And I believe that's a big thing. Anything you do, you should be having fun in life. That's the end goal, being our happiness and having fun in life. And that's what the breath work I've found every day is like, you enjoy things more in life. Second thing is you can't control things around you. Don't Can't control how people are going to behave, how your boss is going to behave, what situation comes up, what some does something. You cannot control what happens around you, but what you can control is how you react to it.
Yeah.
And that's what this technique does. Like, it kind of shields you against all the, you know, influences, sometimes not so positive influences around you, and you're more protected against those things. Those things don't affect you anymore, or don't affect you that much. I remember one of my participants, she had come to the taken the art of living sky breathing course, and after a couple of weeks, I'd met her at a follow-up session, and she was sharing, Shalin, somehow I still get angry at my kids. I still get angry at my kids. Any mother, they have to sometimes yell at the kids, get angry at the kids. And she's like, but what I realize is that after doing the sky breathing, when I get angry, the anger doesn't stay that long. It's not like, those emotions don't come, but they don't last that long. And that's the beauty of it. It's like, even when you get affected, you don't stay affected that long. And the second most important thing that happens when you start doing the sky breathing is that you just start enjoying life way more. See, you may have all the comforts in your life, but if the mind is not pleasant, you cannot enjoy it. Right?
Yeah.
You just cannot enjoy those things. I remember many years ago, I think it's 2016 or so, I was teaching a course at a bank, one of the largest banks in the country, and uh, one of their VPs was on the course, and she was sharing with me that, Shalin, last couple of years were very tough on me, because when she went through a bitter divorce, and she went through some tough time and all that, and she's like, I just wanted to get a break from it, so I had booked a trip to Hawaii, and I'm like, I'll just get some fresh air and I'll be able to get a fresh start. And she's like, one day I was sitting on the beach, and it's such a beautiful beach and such a pristine beach. And I was able to enjoy that only for about 10 minutes. After that, same thoughts of anger, anguish, everything came in. And she's like, that's when I realized that unless my mind is not pleasant, I cannot even enjoy things in my life. And she was sharing that after practicing the sky breathing, today for the first time my mind is so quiet, and I went home yesterday, she was sharing, and I was able to enjoy the finer things in my life. So that's what the breath work does to you, that your ability and your capacity to enjoy your life, enjoy things that you have in life, drastically increases.
Yeah, I think that's really important. I think a lot of people struggling with OCD can really struggle to enjoy the things that are going right. A lot of the time because they're so focused on what's going wrong, um, and ignoring the fact that perhaps there's many things that are going really well in every given moment.
Mhm.
Certainly, that was the case for me for a long time. That I would ignore the good, and I think sometimes just whether that's through meditation or other techniques, slowing down in some way and really reflecting on, okay, well, okay, maybe this has happened, maybe you do have a
Exactly.
divorce, or maybe something else bad objectively happens, or maybe there isn't anything objectively wrong. Maybe it's just that you have these intrusive thoughts about your particular obsessions, and you're getting really stuck on them, and because you're so focused on them, you're not able to enjoy the present moment. But yeah, when we do slow down, when we take a breath and we meditate, or we practice sky breathing, or whatever it is that we
Yeah.
might do, it really does help you to see that slightly more objective and more positive picture, because most of the time there's many more good things going on than bad things.
Exactly, Rob.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, like, the whole attention shifts from the lack in your life to the abundance in your life.
Mm.
And it's just, so many times I see you have the best food in front of you, but your mind is so crowded, your mind is so obsessed with something, you're not able to enjoy what's in front of you, what's the food on table, what's simple basic stuff.
Mm.
Forget to going on vacation, basic stuff like enjoying the meal you're having. When the mind is disturbed, you're obsessed with something, you just cannot enjoy that. When the moment the mind becomes calm, the more you're at peace, the more you're in the present moment, you're even able to enjoy your food better.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. Yeah, so I think a big part of that now is learning through meditation or through breath work
Mhm.
how to be more in the present and to make the most of what's actually going on in the now, rather than being fixated and focused on your ruminations and worries about the future, or the past.
Yep, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Just being more present, simple. And the
Mm.
interesting thing, as I was saying earlier, there are books. There are so many books if you go to library written on how to be in the present moment. But it's like I tell people, like trying to learn how to be in present moment using reading a book or watching a YouTube thing is like trying to learn swimming how by reading a book on how to learn to swim. It's always you have to learn from an instructor, and they can guide you through the journey. They can connect with you. You can connect with them. You can ask questions, and then it's a journey that you go through,
Yeah,
and you need a coach for that.
absolutely. Yeah. Okay, and so if people want to find out more about the art of living and sky breathing and you and your work, how can they do that?
Absolutely. I mean, no matter what part of the world you're in, you can go to our website, artofliving.org, and there's plenty of information there. I would highly recommend taking the 3 or 4 day course that we teach. It's called the Art of Living Happiness program or the Part 1 program. And just go and experience it for yourself. This is the best thing you'll do for yourself. I can tell you that because it's, you know, we have to prioritize our own happiness. We have to prioritize our own mental well-being and our mental health. Nobody
Yeah.
else is going to do it for us. You have to take that step for yourself. So you can go to the website, check it out, find out what is available next to you, and just do it.
Yeah, that's great. And if you only have one piece of advice to people, I think I might know roughly what it might be from you. But if you only had one piece of advice for people who might be struggling with anxiety today, what would that advice be?
My advice is simple. There is a way out. There are a lot of people. You're not alone. There are people who are going through what you're going through, and when you're going through it, it might appear that you may not see the light at the end of the tunnel. You might think, how long this is going to go. It's painful. It's painful. Not everyone understands what you're going through. So you're not alone. There are people who are going through what you're going through, and the most beautiful thing is there's a way out. There's a way out of that, a holistic way out of it. And as I mentioned earlier, breath work, the sky breathing and art of living course, these are some very effective tools to get you out of it.
Fantastic. Shalin, thank you very much. It's been great talking to you today. And yeah, I'm sure the listeners have found it helpful.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks, Rob. Thanks for having me.
This video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional mental health advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you are dealing with OCD, anxiety, or any mental health concerns, please consult a licensed mental health professional for support.